I think the most important thing we've done is increase spending on the NHS, which is something that has only happened because of the commitment we made at the last election. So an extra £11.6 billion will be going into the NHS because of the decisions we've taken. In addition to that, there's a £200 million cancer drugs fund, so people get the drugs they need. And for the first time in a long time, the number of doctors is growing very quickly, and the number of bureaucrats is actually falling. 8 Miliband!
Mr. Speaker, in case the Prime Minister didn't realise, it takes 7 years to train a doctor. So I'd like to thank him for his congratulations for our record on the NHS. Now, and I have to say to him, it's becoming a pattern with this Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, because this morning in the papers we see the Universities Minister being dumped on for his tuition fees policy. We see the School Secretary being dumped on for his free schools policy. And the poor Deputy Prime Minister, he just gets dumped on every day of the week. Now he must believe that something has gone wrong with his health policy.
He ought to be looking at the GPs representing 7 million patients who are writing to the papers today to say this is evolution, not revolution. It's good for patients and it's going to help, and I quote, some of the most vulnerable people in our community. Now, he asks about, I admit, I have to accept some of the recent cultural references, Michael Winner, Benny Hill, they are all, I accept, a little bit out of date. But I have to say, I look at the honourable gentleman who told us the fight back, who told us the fight back would start in Scotland before going down to a massive defeat. It rather reminds me of Eddie the Eagle.
Mr. Speaker, let me congratulate him on getting 42 GPs to write to the Daily Telegraph supporting his plans. The Royal College of GPs represents 42,000 GPs. And they say this, from the Prime Minister who said he would protect the NHS, they say this, and I would have thought he'd be embarrassed about this. They say his plans will cause irreparable damage to the core values of the NHS.
It is this party that is defending the NHS, and it's Labour in Wales that is cutting the NHS. That's the truth. There's only one party you can trust on the NHS, and it's the one that I lead.
Sir Paul Beresford.